Hello guys, I don't know what's going on today, but I just feel like recording videos, so we'll see. And today, well, with this video I want to talk about something that relates to many aspects of our life, that is sustainability. And it's not only constructing our carbon neutral architecture, it's not only something about using recycled materials, sustainability is a choice you make every day. Sustainability is done in whether you use a bag continuously or one day you forget about a bag and you get a plastic one instead. Sustainability is whether you actually walk to a place or you get a train or a bus. Sustainability, it has to do with many aspects of our life, and is something that is becoming ever so more important these years. As you know, global warming has become a really big issue across the globe, and there are many countries that are contributing towards huge amounts of carbon dioxide being released into the atmosphere. There are really few countries that are carbon neutral or carbon negative, such as Bhutan, which has a really good policy about it. However, Bhutan is a relatively small country, and where they do produce quite a huge amount of oxygen for their size and for their population, which is great. Really, this is something that different countries should be able to do, apart from Bhutan, to keep the world in a better place. Uh, in my own local um, in my own local community in the UK, half of the carbon dioxide emissions are produced by the construction industry. This is bringing materials from one site to another. It is done in the construction, in the making of these materials, in many different aspects, in the keeping lights on and so on and so forth. So, um, as an architect, there is a really big pressure within the UK to make a sustainable design. However, there are many things in conflict with this, because many of the options are really good in terms of lowering the CO2 emissions, but at the same time, many companies will go bankrupt if we do accomplish having a carbon neutral environment. And there are many things in conflict here. However, I think for the overall future, it is better to leave a legacy of a sustainable country instead of a polluting one. To be fair, I prefer seeing a world, um, a future where the UK will be a much greener place than it is at the moment. There is quite a few bits where it's rural, that's true, but I prefer seeing a green UK instead of seeing one that is rich. I don't know if anyone will actually share my opinion, but anyhow. We have arrived at a point where our decisions within the next few years, next few decades, um, will become critical in the development of human history. Some people argue that we have already got to the point where there's nothing we can do. I disagree with this. I think we can do many things to help reduce the amount of emissions we make. Um, and I cannot really cover everything with just one video. You need to definitely look at this. You need to look at every aspect of your life and think about whether you can reduce the amount of emissions that are caused by your actions. And it's not only even carbon emissions, it's different products, different things you use in your everyday life. They Not everything is sustainable like water. Not everything is sustainable like wood. Steel, minerals of different kinds, metals, all of these eventually run out. So basically, we need to uh, to get used to the feeling of this, and we need to move on from that. So what I would recommend people is to start looking at their lives and taking more responsible decisions. I personally try to lead a sustainable life, though as an architecture student at the moment I'm not entirely independent. There are some things that I cannot choose for myself. However, I do aspire to having a small scale home, if possible, in a eco-friendly manner, done in an eco-friendly manner with local materials. Have a lot of greenery around the house. Those are small things that already change a lot of my own personal footprint. I also try to get local materials and local food and the like, because that reduces the amount of transportation for things to get to me, and it also helps the local economy. And there's just a lot of things that are into play with this, and I'm not going to force, obviously, like anytime anyone to take any decision. I mean, there are so many different cases, and you may disagree with me for really good reasons, but it's just something that society as an overall will need to do in the following years if we expect our world to be kept basically within the next couple of years, and just in a good state, because there are already quite a few dangerous aspects to this. Really low countries such as the Low Countries, Belgium, the Netherlands, different coastlines across the globe. If the global warming continues, they're just going to get flooded, and basically these countries will not disappear. However, most of the territory will disappear, and people will have to move on, and also the fauna, the flora, everything will change in these regions, and even in just these small regions, it will have a tremendous change throughout the whole globe, because nature is a cycle, and if you even switch one small thing, a huge chain of events may happen just from that. It may or may not happen, but chances are that it will. Global warming is something that affects the entire planet. The warm's getting warmer. For instance, I don't know. There are some species that depend on the temperature of the water to become one gender or the other, and we may have set it to the point that basically there are no males or females to that species, and then, well, they're dead. It's just, and then, I don't know, it's such a big thing. As I said, I cannot cover it within just one video, but I please do have one favour to ask from you, is to basically try and look at your actions and do consider whether you can lead a more sustainable life. I welcome you if you can do it, but at the very least I would ask you to consider it, because really even one person's action can have a great effect. One video, one talk, one, I don't know, one shower less, one shower more. They may be small things, but everything makes a change. To make an entire building, you need to make an entire castle, you needed tons of blocks, and even with one less, it's still not the same. It may switch completely, and it may not be able to be built. So please do consider whether you can live a more sustainable life. I suggest you look at different websites around to see about different aspects of your life that you can make more sustainable. That can be clean, and that can be cleaning, eating, getting around, clothes. There's a variety of things you can look at, and hopefully, if we all collaborate together, or at least a good bunch of us do, will be able to improve the conditions. See you next video.